Welcome, and of course, every now and then around the TST Network, we like to bring you some serious exclusives. And you guys are no strangers to this guy, and the whole world knows him, and he's been a little bit of everywhere lately, and now he's here with us because, of course, when everything started happening, I had to get the scoop myself. So welcome none other than Billy, of course. Billy, go ahead and introduce yourself one more time to the people.
What's up, everybody? My name is Bill. A lot of people call me Bill, but my name is William Lesane, better known as Bill Bang. I'm the oldest cousin of Tupac Shakur, his former assistant, and I've been raising a little hell lately, so you might have seen me somewhere here and there, you know. But I'm here with my friend, my good friend Sytonnia.
Yes.
And we're here to let's kick it.
And of course, before we get into that hell you were raising, let's back up just a little bit. The last time I saw you, we were here and we were, you know, planting the roots of the campaign to help get Tupac into the Hall of Fame, and it worked.
It worked.
And it's amazing because when we shot that, all of a sudden I saw different, you know, Tupac had a lot of fans, I mean, just all over the world. And I saw all these different groups popping up and, you know, supporting the movement. And it worked. It
worked. It got that boy in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, honey.
Thanks to you for your contribution to get the momentum going. You know, we needed momentum at that time. We needed people to be aware of what was about to happen. We wanted to make history of Tupac Shakur being the first hip-hop solo artist to enter the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with all the greats. And you and I sat here together and put together something spontaneous. Right? We didn't write anything.
We didn't write anything. We
just put something together spontaneously and just gave it to the people, and the people accepted it.
They responded.
And they responded, and they got our boy in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So shout out to you for that.
Well, thank you so much. And it's funny how things work because, like we were talking off set, like, I only met Tupac twice. But I was telling you, you know, I had a dream the night that he was killed. And it's just amazing to be here now, back a second time with you. And we're going to get into a lot of other things later, but just to talk about him and his legacy and this upcoming movie and the movie that you're working on and The Truth, because I think that's what most people want to get into. But before we get into that, I want to make this first segment, of course, about his induction to the Hall of Fame. Then, okay, we'll have a little bit of fun in the beginning, you know, because you know how our people are. We like to clown a little bit. Everyone had a, you know, an issue. I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, yes. Tupac had his own kind of swag. I mean, the man could pretty much wear anything. He had his own kind of swag. But everyone had a little bit of a problem. They were cracking jokes about T.I.'s tribute to him, and not so much necessarily the tribute, but the outfit, the wardrobe. But we were giving him props for his commitment to the intent. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, from my point of view, I mean, I understood what people were saying about that because when Pac sported that style and that outfit, it was unique. You know, it was like a revolutionary look. No one had seen that before. So when we saw Tip come on stage with that same look, a lot of people didn't know how to accept it.
They didn't get it.
They didn't get it, but I got it immediately, and I knew that Tip was doing that out of strictly homage and love for someone who he considers his hero.
He took them to an era that most people
don't even remember,
especially
or
the
didn't
young
even
people.
See.
It's like they listen to his music, but they don't know the journey.
They didn't know. They didn't know nothing about what Tip was trying to convey, the message he was trying to convey. But I did, and I respected it. And shout out to you, Tip, my man. You know, hey, we got nothing but love for you, man. You know, you deep inside our heart. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you for portraying that, having the courage to portray that, and then standing on your own tools and your own principle about it afterwards.
He didn't back down.
Damn sure didn't.
He didn't back down.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then even when, you know, social media can be brutal.
Social media.
No, right? You know, we need that on a T-shirt. No, seriously, seriously. Somebody's like,
you know what? Because you know what I don't like? Because a lot of times I read comments from people who give me this vision that they're sitting in their parents' home upstairs with the door locked on his computer. With all this hatred in their heart.
Talking smack.
Just talking smack about people they don't know and judging people. in the comforts of their mama's house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't come outside with that. You know, they leave it all on the computer in their mama's house.
And you know,
what kind of miserable life is that?
A very miserable life. And it's funny that you said you used the word miserable, because I think T.I. kind of pointed him out as being
he sure did. And it was funny the way he did it.
You know?
Because he was all country and he was like you know, Tiffany trying to talk all intellectual in a country twang.
Yes.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah.
But God bless you, Tim. Right on.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny because you think in this day and age, I don't even think, you know, when we talk about Tupac, I don't even think he would have been into social media like that. I think he would have been into social media in the capacity and say like a Beyonce is in social media.
Right.
It's like, you don't follow nobody. He may have followed his homies, but it's like all you're going to see from him is just a little bit here, a little bit there, work, this is coming out, but not engaging in the BS that comes along with it. Because it's just a bunch of foolery.
Yeah, he definitely wouldn't have used
that
platform
for
that.
Yeah.
Nah, he would have had a more very positive use for that type of platform.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what I think Pac would have used social media for. You know?
So, you know, we were talking a little bit earlier, and I said to you that, you know, you realize now that you have like his legacy on your shoulders. How did it make you feel to see him actually inducted into the Hall of Fame, and to have these people come forward to help honor him and bring that into fruition?
I thought it was dope. You know, I really, first of all, I don't feel like I have his legacy on my shoulders. I think it's really the responsibility of my entire family to keep his legacy going. I'm just trying to play a small role humbly.
So it's no heavy weight, no burden.
It is a burden for all of us, you know, because all of us have our own ways of dealing with Pac's death, and we have our own ways of trying to uphold his legacy. You know what I'm saying? We're not all the same when it comes to that. We all have different ways of looking at it. We all have our own points of view, and even all of us have our own way of contributing to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all different. But what I thought of his peers and the way they represented for him, I thought it was absolutely, you know, gracious. You know, I thought it was dope. I thought they were sincere.
Herb Snoop did a really good job too.
I thought Snoop did I think what Snoop said about Pac, like his own antidotes about Pac, was dope as hell. And it was very profound and very deep, you know, very provoking. You know, it was like very sincere. You can see it, you know, coming. It was pouring out of him. And I was cheering him on all the way up until he said, "Go see the movie."
Ooh,
and I was like, well, Snoop, you know, what you just did was you just attached your man's legacy with a movie that no one in his family supports.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not for you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what?
Or you should at least know what you're getting yourself into before you say something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good segue, good transition, Billy. So that is the next thing that we are going to discuss, the movie.
Yeah.
The family's reaction, who's doing it, should you go see it, what it's really all about, what you can expect, and why you really don't want it to see the light of day. But at the end of the day, how you're going to deal with it and what's next after that.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that.
Okay, so y'all hold tight. We'll be right back. All right, you're back on the TST Network. I am Sytonnia. I'm sitting here with Tupac's cousin,
Hey,
Billy. Hey, Billy.
What's up, baby?
How are you?
I'm great. I'm good.
So we've got so much to talk about. I'm just like, how much time do we have? Because like we could
I think
go
we
on
got
for
enough
days.
time.
Yeah.
We can squeeze it in.
So when we left, we mentioned this movie that's about to come out.
Right.
But before we get into the movie, I want to talk to you about. Well, okay, you know what? Actually, it might be better if we just dive into the movie, because I think some of the questions that I want to ask you about, the movie is gonna show. I mean, I think like any Tupac fan, I am a fan. When you heard that this movie was coming out, I think everyone got excited about it because it's like, oh, it gives us like another, well, you're thinking it's gonna give you another piece of him. Another side of him, another, you know, it's going to, you know, continue to extend his legacy and his career. But then I found out that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I found out that, like, the family is not connected to this film in any way whatsoever.
We didn't have no input whatsoever with this film. We didn't have no input from the beginning to the end.
Does that concern you? I mean, I'm sure it does.
A great deal.
Because you're like, well, what kind of story are they going to tell? Are they just going to focus on the tabloid fodder, or
that's what you know? Well, look, a couple of members of my family already seen a preview of the movie. They saw the movie and they didn't like it, you know. But I understood why. What we have is just the typical cut and paste version of Tupac's life, right? So what the fans are going to get. It's going to be a movie that they already know the story of. They already know what they're about to see. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
Which is a disservice to his legacy because he was nothing but cut and paste.
Yeah.
But you're right. Continue.
Yeah, so the fans are going to get what they already know, and basically that's what they're going to pay for. And all power to them, you know, because I'm a fan myself. You know, I'm a fan of Tupac. I used to be in awe of just watching him. I used to be in awe of him. So I understand the fans' point of view. And I understand that they want to see how his life was played out. So I can dig it. And I'm not, no way, in no shape or form, attacking any fan who wants to go see that. I respect any fan that wants to go see his story. I just wish that they would have the opportunity to see the story that I wrote about him. And see a real, true, in-depth story about Tupac's life.
Yeah, because the only way to really get the Tupac story is to get it from the people who really knew him from beginning to end, who were there, people who were there when some of these monumental moments happened that they're going to attempt to show you in this upcoming film. And, I mean, so let's talk about that just a little bit. Well, let me ask you this. Why is it that the family isn't involved in this film? What happened?
Well, the family was offered participation. They offered us to participate in the film, but the way the company that produced the film acquired the rights to the film, we were in disagreement. We didn't like the way they...
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, just the overall picture was that they sued for the rights to do the film. They sued my aunt for it, and we thought that, you know, we thought that they had, you know, we thought that...
And just so we're clear, your aunt as in Tupac's mother.
Right, God bless her soul, Sytonnia Shakur. She recently passed away. I love you, Sytonnia. But we felt like, you know, just because of the way they acquired the film and the rights to do it, we thought that it was a slap in the face to Pac's legacy, right? And we thought that, you know, in order for us to participate in that film, we would have to participate and agree with the way it was acquired. And none of us agreed with it. We all took a unified stance against participating in that film. The people in my family.
So let's be clear.
Like blood members of my family.
Blood related to Tupac Shakur has anything to do with this upcoming film.
Nothing. From beginning to end. Right? And we did that on purpose because we was making a statement. Even Sytonnia, she had no participation in that film whatsoever. And she was against that film.
Now, a lot of people are going to want to know where this lawsuit came from. How did that develop? Was there a conversation?
I can't really go into that, but what I can say about the lawsuit is that we felt that the lawsuit was a slap in the face to Tupac's legacy. We felt like, you know, you can't force someone to do business with you. And because of some legal technicalities that was discovered to have existed in the lawsuit, we had to settle. You know, there was no way we was going to win the lawsuit, and it was all something that we had no control over whatsoever, right? And it ended up where we took the loss. You know what I'm saying? We took the loss, and we respected the loss, but we didn't want to participate in it, you know? So we took a stand. All of us agreed that we weren't going to participate in the making of that movie.
So you take the loss.
Got to chalk it up.
And now here we are, and there's this movie that's about to be made. And you're thinking, what are they going to portray? What story are they going to tell? You know, you're talking about someone who, for most people, they may think that he was just a rapper. But he was so much more than that. You're talking about someone whose legacy has left behind work that's taught in college classrooms, poetry, political movement, community enrichment. There's so much more to Tupac Shakur than just the rapper and the drama and the tabloid fodder.
Exactly.
What bothers you most about what you think, or you already know, because like you said, some people in your family have seen this movie. What bothers you most about what's being portrayed in the upcoming All Eyes on Me?
I mean, all of it, everything about it bothers me because from what I heard, I didn't see it, but from what I heard, it's a cut and paste, portrayal of Tupac the way the media portrayed him.
Yeah.
See, it's not a story that is going to pique any interest of his fans because it's a story they already know.
I was about to say.
It's a story that they already read in the Vibe article.
I'm wondering
you know
if they're going to try to throw that scene in there where he had just had enough and he spit at the camera, he spat at the camera.
Yeah.
Like, for the real fans out there, one thing you have to pay attention to, when you start seeing scenes like that, you know it's just strictly a copy and paste.
Exactly. No imagination.
Because that's 2 seconds of someone's life who's been harassed, who's been, attacked by the police.
Yeah. And it's a so-called iconic moment.
Yeah,
They perceive that moment as an iconic moment. So they want to... They want to shed light on that, and they want to expose that moment like that was really something that you want. See, what's going to happen is that they pick the actor who's going to look, and God bless him. You know, I'm not disrespecting the actor, but if you're going to have an actor do something that we've seen 1,000,000 times already, it's going to look phony. Of that actor to do exactly you have to now do something that we've seen 1,000,000 times exactly like it was done. That to me looks disingenuous, you know?
And it's sad because I'm right there with you because it then becomes, and which is also something that I want to talk to you about, the Outlaws coming up in just a little bit. But the young man, his last name is Ship, and he's going to be portraying Tupac, and where there is a resemblance, you're right. It's like he's stepping into something, and he really doesn't have the full set of shoes.
No.
It's like they gave him a size 5 when he needs a size 12.
Right.
You know, and he's not going to be able to fulfill those shoes, but he's someone who's never been in this business before.
Never had
he's taking an opportunity.
Right.
It's a big opportunity because you're being, you're giving this role of one of the biggest iconic rappers in just revolutionaries in history, especially for our people. And it's like, I'll do it, but it's like really the research that needed to be done. That
he didn't have time to research.
And he didn't have the resources.
He didn't have the resources.
Because he needed the family to really get a grasp of who Tupac is and was.
But in all fairness to him, and I'm just being honest, in all fairness to him, it would have been difficult for any actor to nail a Tupac character.
Absolutely.
So, in my opinion, he gets a pass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say anything that's going to make him feel any less of what he tried to do.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
it don't
he's
have
just an
nothing to do with him. Exactly. It has nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
And I don't want to shit on what he tried to do.
Right.
I want to edify it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of shit, he's a young black man trying to.
Got to build that up.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to shoot that down, what he tried to do. And like I said, it would have been difficult for any actor, I don't care who they are, to portray even 75% of a real Tupac. That's very difficult to do. But I will say this on top of that, though. Like we was discussing and like you brought up, you know, they should have took more time in telling this man's story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the responsibility is going to fall on them when the public realize, or Tupac fans realize, that this is just the same
that we saw in the newspaper.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That we just read or saw somewhere else, you know? And this is nothing different, nothing new, nothing imaginative, no storytelling, you know, just, you know, Tupac. And, you know, so be it, you know? But I feel like I always felt that we should tell Tupac's story and we should franchise it. That's what smart, intelligent people do. They take a story of their relative who made a difference in a change in life, and you take control of that and you tell that story and you benefit from that story. That's just how it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can tell the story better than you can.
Absolutely.
And we don't have no control of that story. So that's what the fans are going to end up with it. And there you have it.
Now, speaking of that story, I want to go there because there are, I'm sure, tons of people out there who are just curious. So when we come back, I'm going to ask you about certain scenes in this film that we're pretty sure are going to be seen. And I want to know what the truth is, how you feel about it, and all of the above.
Okay.
All right?
Got you.
All right, so you guys,
let's do it.
We're going to go deeper into it.
We're going to go deep, way deep.
Don't move.
Are you an artist that wants to be featured on our show? Well, hit us up at tstnetworknet@gmail.com or contact us at 404-429-3437.